Hello, welcome to another weekly video. Today I'm going to be talking about what it's like to be a Christian, or really what is a Christian. I think um, it probably looks kind of strange to a lot of people who haven't grown up that way or, um, have different types of lifestyles. And I was just going to try to talk about it a little bit. A lot of the people that I grew up with, um, went to school with, I guess I could say stuff like that. They I don't really think that they would consider themselves Christians, and you know, I don't really know if I could speak much for like my generation and younger, but I kind of have like a idea, like I said, based on the people I was friends with and um the people I knew kind of growing up. You just, I mean, my generation, we just didn't talk about religion. We didn't really even talk about politics. I had a couple friends that talked about politics, but I usually didn't say much myself about it if it was up in the conversation. Um, so so for me, being a Christian, um, before I got married, maybe I guess I could still say this is true now, but I tend to really go by like how I feel around a person to determine um what they what their relationship with God might be or if they are a Christian. And that's not 100% effective, I mean, me and my husband have talked about how there are sometimes when you can be around a person that's not a Christian and they can have a better um personality, if you want to say that, a better feeling when you're around them than sometimes Christians can. So um, it's not really too effective to really just go by feelings completely. But a lot of times I'll kind of get like, I guess a better way to say it is I'll get a feeling of where a person at is by my feelings. If I feel okay around them, um, I can kind of tell um, what their mindset is more than anything. Um, you know, like I said, I've had better conversations and better interactions with some people that wouldn't call themselves Christians than people that would. In fact, I'd probably say the majority of people that say they're Christian and talk about God openly um, are not really easy to be around. They could be extremely religious. I think that's what's strange about it. I just ran into very few people that believed in God and weren't religious. So they kind of have the people that I tended to be around that I would consider having a better lifestyle. I'll just put it that way. Um, they really didn't call themselves Christians. Um, like I said, they really didn't even, excuse me, they didn't talk about God. Um, you could just have a flow of a conversation with them. Um, then there'd be other people that um, you could say they call themselves Christians. Didn't have to be that way. I'll just say there'll be some people that you get around and you just automatically have like um, a bad feeling and kind of clash, like a big clash. Those kind of people, it really doesn't matter if they're Christians or not, but you just can't really be around them. That's just what I found, and So I kind of go by feelings more than anything because, like I said, calling somebody a Christian, um, it could be confusing, especially when I've been around people that I would say wouldn't call themselves a Christian, and then will will me and that person may like interact with a person that calls themselves a Christian, and and they are really um unhappy being around that person too. I'll just give you an example. Me and a guy I dated one time, we were sitting in a car, and you know, like I said, we've never, I don't think we ever once talked about Christianity or religion or anything, but he was easy to talk to. And somebody came up to the car and just started talking about Jesus and do we need to get saved, or we should get saved and go, what church do we go to, and all this. And unfortunately, I had grown up with people like this, so I was just kind of used to it. But I remember he just got really upset, and it just uh, was really angry at how these people were treating us. and and I guess I use that example because a lot of people, um, if they're trying to talk about their views that way, if they make you feel kind of bad when you're around them, with what I call religious talk, religiousness, stuff like that. Um, those people may call themselves Christians, but to me, if you don't give me a good feeling around you, I don't really I don't view you as a Christian. Maybe that's inappropriate because at the same time, I do look at people like everybody has a different relationship with God. And, I'm probably one of those people now. If you're watching this video, you're thinking, well, you're one of those people talking about God. Well, so, there's exceptions, and there's nothing that's black and white. I'm just talking about a large group of people that I've been around, and they've made me feel very bad. My goal is, um, I don't go out and talk to people about God. Um, what I share on this channel is actually more for me than anybody else, as odd as that sounds. Um, this is the kind of stuff that I wanted to hear in church, um, so I put it out there because it makes me feel better to feel like there's information that might be helpful to people, whether it is or not, I don't know. But I mean, you can argue that all these people that drive around and they try to get people saved, it's the same thing, but um, I've just known a lot of people that it makes them feel really not good to be around people like that. But I think my point more to this video was, what is the definition of a Christian? You know, what do people really view themselves as? You know, for example, why are there all these different churches? You know, if Christian is Christian, I feel like that's very confusing to a lot of people. Like, well, why are there, hundreds of different type of churches out there? For really, I say one type of religion. I mean, obviously, there's different churches for like Buddhism and things like that, Islam. I mean, that kind of stuff maybe is more straightforward. But then when you get into Christianity, it feels like there's 100 different types of churches. So, it is confusing, I think, for an outsider. It was confusing for me, and I grew up in it. I didn't understand why all these people believe in God, but some people want to call themselves Baptist or Methodist. You know, so I think my point was, if you call yourself Christian, or let's just say you say you believe in God, a lot of people believe very differently. That's why there's different churches. That's why there's different labels, I guess you could say. And like I said, I ran into people that believe very extremely um, in what I call the laws of the Bible. there's no room for error. There's no room for mistakes. And I don't believe that. I believe, there's more room for mistakes with God. And I've always kind of considered, I guess, myself a Christian, but I have more of a flowing relationship is what I call it. Other people may look down on me and think that, I don't have a very um, strong relationship with God. That's fine. But that's why Christianity is so difficult to understand. People believe so differently and so extremely. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try to stop here with my video. And I thank you for watching. Have a nice day.